Thank you for being my guest,
You're welcome.
Mr.
Fields,
Fields,
Gow Fields.
Mayor, former Mayor of Lakeland. Thank you, Cohats, for letting me sponsor this. Like I said, I met Ashley, and he said he worked for you for a number of years, and
Right.
I'm not a big political guy, but I am aware of situations that go on, and he said perhaps you're an approachable guy, and I said,
Okay.
well, I would love to approach. So, can I ask you to give me just a basic information, what people may or may not know about you, including myself?
Oh, okay. Well, I was born and raised here in Lakeland. My mother, her family moved here before she was born, so she was born and raised here in Lakeland as well. My father was a transplant here from a very small town in South Alabama called Sunflower. Yeah, about 45 miles north of Mobile. He came here in 1955. He had 2 job offers as a school teacher after he graduated from Tuskegee. And one was up north in Minnesota, and the other was in this place called Lakeland, Florida, that he'd never heard of before, but it was further south than where he was raised, so he wasn't going to any snow.
That's snow.
And when he began teaching here, he taught for a couple of years, and then he was drafted into the Army, even though they rejected him due to a physical when he graduated from college. But 2 years later, they needed him, so it didn't matter. And after he got out, my mother had graduated from college by then in Florida A&M University's nursing program, and so their dentist introduced them to each other.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And even because he was teaching where she had graduated from high school, but she graduated before he got the teaching job, and so they met after she was back here and working. I'm the oldest of 3. Went to Lakeland Christian K through 5, and then was at it was Lime Street Elementary then. I don't always remember the new name of that particular elementary school now, but it was named in honor of someone. I'm drawing a blank on the name of it now. Then I went to Seth McKeel. It was junior high school then, before it became a charter school, so it was a long time ago. And then Kathleen High School, Polk State College for a couple of years, and graduated from there, and then went to University of South Florida, and then started working for Juice Bowl Products. Juice Bowl Products is out on Bartow Road. It's gone through a number of name changes over the years, but back then it was owned by Campbell Soup.
Oh, okay.
And so it was one of Campbell Soup's subsidiaries and plant locations. And so I was part of the Campbell family for a few years before. And then I started working on my MBA, and did that while I was working from Nova Southeastern, where I was able to complete that degree. And then I began working in the insurance industry and Allstate Insurance Management Training Program. And after going through the training rotation, I opted out of it to become an agent, and was in an agency partnership in North Lakeland for a few years, and then separated my office and moved downtown. It was during the time that downtown was starting, its revitalization was starting to pick up, and my community involvement at that time gave me a pretty good idea of what was going to happen and when, and so it was a good time to move downtown. After being in the business for a little while, and through my volunteerism and other candidates' campaigns, both at the local, state, and federal level, that was my introduction to politics and advocacy for improvement in the community. There was a resignation that took place on the city commission. Reverend Willie Williams, he was a pastor full-time and taught, was a school teacher, guidance counselor at Kathleen High School, and he was also on the city commission. And so he was resigning from his seat on the commission to take the pastorship of a larger church in Tampa. And so that vacancy, he timed it so that the city wouldn't have to conduct a special election, but the remaining commission would appoint his replacement. And so I was appointed initially to to finish out his term, his uncompleted term. So that's how I actually got started serving in an elected office. It was by appointment, then I had to run for re-election after that. After about, I think it was 17 years as a commissioner, I resigned to run for mayor. And that was in 2009 election, but sworn in 2010 and served a term as mayor. All during that time, I maintained my insurance business. During the time I became mayor, I left being an all-state exclusive agent under their contract and became an independent agent. So that gives you a little bit of
That's fantastic.
yeah, a little bit of history.
When you were in school, if you don't mind, did you ever think about politics, or when did the political bug bite you? When you started with Allstate?
No, I always understood the importance of economics and politics on improving the lives of people down at the community level, no matter where they live. Just understanding that, understanding how to engage those leaders who were in positions and operating levels of, levers of power, if you will, was important to be able to articulate to them concerns that you had and making sure that their plans included the needs that you saw that existed too. And what I learned through that is that there were a lot of elected officials who were starved for a better understanding of the diverse nature of the communities they represented. Everyone has their own life experiences, and they know those experiences real well, but that doesn't translate into understanding everyone else's life experiences in the various walks of life that you'll end up representing in public office. And so I saw that there were people who wanted to hear from folks who could communicate with them and be able to articulate what needed to happen or needed to change. During the time that I came along, of course, a lot of the things that we were dealing with as a country related to segregation, beginning to break down some of those barriers, a lot of the discriminatory things that took place in decades